Hi and welcome to the Trading Bell. We have landed right here, M-Pesa 18. We are here to say happy birthday, definitely. Of course, get to learn as well what are the new things happening in this particular company. First, with a focus of M-Pesa, I'll be speaking with Mama Mpesa, that is Esther Waititu herself, and she'll be sharing some of the journeys they've done, what they have actually launched lately for the SMEs and businesses, and much more. Let's get there. Esther, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Let's start with the fact that we're in a place where there's a lot of green, from the pot to you.
Yes.
And viewers, you may not see, this entire office has a lot of green as well. Let's start with M-Pesa. This is such a transformation, not just for this country. Now you're going outside the borders, and we can see the transformation. But my start question is, when we talk about M-Pesa, how many lives, actually how many customers are we talking about that are already active on M-Pesa?
Wow, so thank you. Welcome to the land of green.
Yes.
M-Pesa is also considered very much the land of green. In the land of green, we've got over 36 million customers that interact with us on a monthly basis, so 30-day active customers with us. And we've just got about 700,000 businesses that work with us on Lipa na M-Pesa. And another 1 million Pochi customers who are micro customers. Yeah. So it's a massive platform.
This is big.
And that shows you that it actually has real value and real impact in every Kenyan's day-to-day life. Yeah. M-Pesa is now, like we mentioned before we started this interview, that we need to put it into the dictionary. Yes. But M-Pesa is both a doing word in terms of, how do you move money on your phone. Yeah. M-Pesa is a doing word. When people say, will you M-Pesa me? It's an action. Yeah, please M-Pesa me. And so it's a movement of money that supports 36 million. Yeah. And in total, looking at about 1.8 million businesses in this country.
Absolutely. You are 18 now, and for 18 is definitely an adult now, and there's so many milestones to celebrate. But I just wanted to pick your thoughts. What is it for you, turning 18?
18 is super exciting. At least I remember when I turned 18, I had the power to get an ID and could now officially drive. And when you put that in the context of M-Pesa, it's a massive milestone. Yeah. M-Pesa started in March 2007. Yeah. And at that time, it was a movement that only a few people believed in. Yeah. Throughout the last 2-3 months, we've actually been having appreciation, engagements with a lot of our partners. Yep. Our customers, our agents, our dealers. Yeah. And just to listen to the stories that when we started, no one believed that they could put money in the phone. Yeah. They're like, how would you be able to put money in a phone? How will you remove the money from the phone? Yeah. And so M-Pesa has been a movement that has brought together multiple players. So Safaricom has built the technology or owns the technology that does it. But for our customers to be able to access money, to cash in, cash out, we've got such a robust ecosystem of agents. Yeah. And today I can proudly say that we've got over 315,000 agents across the country who serve these 36 million customers. Wow. And not only just our 36 million customers, but then it has allowed banks also to work with us and think about how they can do their distribution, which we have done now together with banks. Wow. So the journey has been one of collaboration. It has definitely been one of partnership and really impact. The other thing about M-Pesa is when we started, we were doing it, with our agents, doing it physically. And as technology has evolved, we've also evolved with technology. Yeah. So today we have over 60,000 integrations into our M-Pesa core system that fuels how we service our entire customer base. And we can't do that alone. So we work with a group of developers. And to date, we've got just over 100,000 developers that we work with. We use APIs to connect so that they can integrate into our systems. And then, of course, with that, very, very particular on security, especially around the concerns around cybersecurity, just to make sure that our systems, our solutions are properly protected, secure, and that everyone's money is taken care of. So over the last 18 years, we've basically grown from 0 to 36 million. We've leveraged technology from using, very basic, telecommunications, GSM protocols of sending money, and moved into the space of now working with APIs. We're now working with apps. And I know, it's one of the questions that we're going to speak about a little bit more. And so we have evolved as any child or any individual will evolve from starting at a very nascent stage to the level where we believe we have matured in terms of the adoption of technology, working with partners and being able to address segmented needs across our customer base.
Okay. I need to unpack a few things. I love the fact that you talked about collaborations. I would like to know a little bit more on that. But before we get into that first, I just wanted to ask you, because as you can tell, and probably even our viewers can tell, there could be a book written about M-Pesa, definitely. It's also a hard time for you to narrate everything that has happened in a few minutes. But what is this most impactful impact that you would say M-Pesa has done and you are extremely happy about?
I think the biggest impact that M-Pesa has had is dignity to access, just giving people dignity around access to financial services. There are stories, and there are, some of our customers that we go and see who say that, if they did not have their mobile phone, they would never have had a bank account till today. So I think for me, just giving customers that confidence that their phone, they can transact, they can save, they can, start a business, they can borrow, I think is the greatest impact that M-Pesa has had.
Okay.
That's one. The second one, I think, has been the transformational nature. Imagine that you were not able to access any form of financial services. It would be really difficult for you to even make ends meet or to even make any form of an investment. But think about what the use of mobile money has done to this economy.
A lot.
It's a lot. We process over 100 million transactions on a daily basis to support our customer base. So what does that tell you? And majority of our transactions, at least 53% of our transactions today are actually free. Any transactions that you do today below 100 shillings, there's actually no charge. For a merchant, any transaction below 200 shillings, again, is also free.
Free as well.
And you can see that is the majority of the transactions in the financial services ecosystem in this country. And so being able to allow or enable our society, especially for low value payments of this nature, to be for free, enabling the movement of money is such a critical thing. If you think about it, 100 shillings is someone's bus fare. 50 shillings is someone's bus fare. So you can see what that means for individuals. And I think I said bus fare should be, their matatu fare. They have very few buses. But what we endeavor to do is to make sure that we have simplified the lives of our customers, especially those who are underserved and who typically would not have access to financial services.
I love this. I love that I even asked you one thing, and it's hard to actually get one thing. There's so many things. So let's talk about businesses, because the heart and breadth of our economy is the SMEs of today. And you did an amazing announcement. And when I looked at the headlines, it was about revamping of business credit in partnership with financial institutions. And I want you to paint some color. What really happened?
We launched our business solution for credit for all types of businesses. Our target really is micro, small and medium businesses. So let me start with micro. So 2 years ago, we launched what you call Pochi. Pochi is a separate wallet for individuals like you and I. If you have a hustle, I don't know if you do, but it gives you the ability. Good. So I hope you're a Pochi customer.
Through my number directly. Is it?
Exactly. It just separates. It gives you two wallets. You have your normal wallet, which you transact with on a regular basis, but then you have a separate wallet which is called Pochi that allows you to then save money. Separate your business expenses from your personal expenses. And when I ask our customers, when we first sold that, everyone was like, no, we're fine, our wallets are okay. But features like you're unable to reverse, you're able to get independent statements on your Pochi wallet, right?
Yeah.
That separation then started to show people what their businesses are actually generating for them, the ability to even pay themselves. It was interesting this morning, we had an individual saying that they actually use that to do fundraisers when they want to put money aside to raise money and collate. But these are micro.
Mix it up.
Yes, you don't want to mix it up. So this was our solution for micro entrepreneurs who are doing all sorts of things, but want to also be able to separate the funds that they have. And so today what we're doing for them is enabling them to also borrow from this business wallet. We had interesting stories. There's Moire from Audion, who said that she basically started by selling a few items, water, and a few snacks. But when she then started to use Pochi, and she was able to build her credibility by, borrowing money, repaying on time, borrowing money, her limit started to increase. Today she says that she's the supplier of water in the Audion area because she was able to then get the necessary capital that could fuel her business through the purchase of stock, which then enabled her to then be able to sell a lot more. So that was what now we call for our term loans. Anything from 7 to 30 days is called TASI. So we have TASI loans for businesses. So there's TASI for Pochi, our micro customers. And then now we have also TASI for the till. So if you're a till owner today and a lot of your flows come through the till, we base our credit limit based on the turnover that you see in your till. So the more that you turn over in your till, allows you to access this this term loan. So if you need stock for 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, up to 30 days, you're able to access it on your till. So we're basically giving every single business the dignity of being able to access credit in a simplified manner in order for them to grow and to scale their businesses. We're passionate about transformation, as you can see.
Okay. I mean, this is transformative because especially access to capital. So the fact that they can now access such facilities at such a short, easy, flexible way, I mean, this is commendable. Of course, one of the things that comes by, and I'm speaking based on the fact that I speak with a lot of financial institutions, the banks and everything else. There's a term there, NPL, loans that are not performing. And so it's a risk factor, definitely, anytime we're lending and doing all these things. How are you thinking about it? Because I know even behind the scene, when you're launching these, you're also thinking about we have to mitigate any risks that come by. I'm sure you've thought some things about it.
Absolutely. And financial services comes with the possibility that people are not going to repay their loans. And it's part of our negotiations with the banks to say, what are you seeing on your side around performing loans and non-performing loans? And that's why the role of credit scoring is really, really important. So it's not that we're going to overlay every single till and say that you have access to credit. There's a process. And because we have access to quite a bit of data, we're able to assess those who have the propensity to pay. So we look at certain characteristics, right? So we look at the frequency of turnover on your till. We look at how long have you been on the network, right? How many tills do you keep? How many numbers do you have? Because then we're getting a sense of, is this someone who is stable, building a business, or is this someone who's trying multiple things? This all goes into part of what we do around the credit scoring, and this we do jointly with the banks. But like any prudent financial institution, we take calculated risks. And where there are difficulties with repaying, we encourage customers to actually feed back to us so that then we can then create structures that can enable them to repay.
And I love that. I think it's also a credit score even to how individuals as well are being accessed. There was always a conversation with the banks about risk-based borrowing, those kind of conversations where you look at the client and what you can do. Over and above that, because we're talking about SMEs and I'm very passionate about them because for me they are the heart, as I say it again. There is the place of business development, the place of training them as well and all that. Do you have such kind of plans as well to ensure that the people you're giving money, you're also empowering them?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In our 18 years now, we've now come to understand that part of growing the business and ensuring that we're giving our customers the right products and solutions means that we have to work with them. So financial literacy is at the core of everything that we do.
Okay.
So for businesses specifically, we run a program which we call Grow. And Grow sits with businesses and talks about different business challenges and gives solutions. So we work with businesses and we go across the country, talking to small and medium-sized businesses, giving them tips and ideas in terms of how they can better manage their business. And we combine financial literacy together with digital literacy, right? Because the tools that we have, we're leveraging technology. And if we're leveraging technology and our customers are not comfortable or are not exposed to the different aspects of technology, it then can become quite challenging.
Absolutely.
So in our conversations in our Grow platform, specifically for businesses, we talk about how to manage your money. We talk about the tools that you would need to manage your money effectively. And this is where the digital literacy comes together. We then also created tools. We've got a business app, a business app that is specifically created for businesses, where you'll also have value-added products. So one of our partners within the business app shows businesses how to create an online presence, right? Which is a value add, and you don't charge them for to access the service, but that allows them to enter into the world of e-commerce and move away from just being distributing their services and solutions physically.
Anytime I pop into my M-Pesa app, I see many things. Definitely, it means we're not just about transactions and more. And I'd like you to just speak on a few because I have seen enough. One of it being especially on wealth management, because I saw you launch Ziti, and it's extremely doing well. From the numbers I saw you celebrate the mark when it hit 1 billion and moving on as well. How is it going so far, and why did you do this?
So I'll start with Ziti. Ziti for us was our way of saying, how can we ensure that as many of our customers and Kenyan citizens are able to invest easily? Moving away from the traditional investment vehicles. You can put money in a savings account and that's okay. But money market funds have been around for a very long time.
Absolutely.
But entry into these money market funds has always been a barrier for a lot of our customers. Again, one of the things that we're very big on here is data insights, data analytics. So based on our data insights and data analytics, we saw that, on average, there's quite a good chunk of money that's sitting in individuals' wallets. And that was our incentive to say, what else can we do? So Ziti was created or developed on the basis of saying, how do we ensure that our customers can continue to earn value on money that is sitting in their wallet? We're a financial services provider. Like a bank, you will pay people interest for the deposits that they bring. Likewise, your money sits in our wallets. How can we ensure that you're getting the right return? That's how Ziti was birthed. But now, remember, we come from a space of transforming lives and serving those who are traditionally underserved. So in Ziti, the minimum investment is 100 shillings. Right? That means for the same 100 shillings, which is a free M-Pesa equivalent of a free M-Pesa transaction, you can actually invest money in a money market fund, which earns you interest on a daily basis. Yes, it's 100 shillings. And so that was the premise, which is how do we make investments simple, accessible, and convenient?
Absolutely.
On top of that, we have a big focus around customer experience. We are now working to make sure that all the steps that you take are not more than 3 steps, right?
I noticed that.
So on Ziti, it's literally, especially if you use the app, it's 3 clicks. It's invest, put your PIN in, and you're done. Withdraw, simple. Get into the app, withdraw, put your PIN in, and there you go, back into your wallet. So that's it. But on your first question around what you see on the M-Pesa super app. So the super app is also where we're trying to bring businesses and individuals together. We've looked at the consumer behavior and seen what are the things that consumers consume the most. And so within the super app, you will see that we've got financial solutions. So you'll find Ziti in there. You will find, for example, if you wanted to do to access a loan. Again, any of our loan facilities are also available there.
Yeah.
But we've also invited other partners into our ecosystem.
Okay.
So if you think about entertainment, if you want to watch a movie, as you're in the app, you can actually go into the mini app and pay for your movie, right? And most of the times it's discounted because of the convenience of being on our app, right?
Yeah.
We think about food. Again, we've got mini apps in there that allow you to do so. We've got a lovely partnership, for example, with Global, and you know that's how you then get to use the app. When you think about transport, we've got little cab in there.
Yeah.
So when you're in the app, you can also order for your cab. You know.
Yeah.
So we're trying to make sure that we are in every space around your daily transactions, your daily needs, because we are a digital lifestyle provider.
All right. So Esther, moving such amounts of money and everything else definitely has an edge of it by ensuring that everything is safe and everything is sound. What keeps you awake?
What keeps me awake at night is the security and safety of all our customers' money.
Absolutely.
Right? So we do everything possible to ensure that we have the highest standards of security for our customers' money. We have been certified under the Payment Card Institute, PCI. That is the highest level of certification around management of money. You know, similar to that or equivalent to that of a card, which is really important. We're also part of the ISO data privacy management body that certifies highest levels of data protection for our customers. That said, we also then get into programs where we are continuously testing the security of our systems. We work with different cybersecurity partners. We are constantly screening and tracking any single attempt on the business and ensuring that we are completely secure. So, touch wood, nothing has been impacted in our system, and this is the assurance that we give our customers that their money is safe. And the one thing we do every single day, every minute of what we do is to ensure that our customers' money is kept safe and secure. On top of that, we do a lot of fraud awareness. We've created a hotline, which is *33#, where you can report fraudulent transactions. You can call in. We start to blacklist those who have been socially engineering our customers. Actually, our biggest challenge is social engineering when it comes to protection of individuals' money. And the work that we have done is to ensure that we investigate each of those allegations that come through and ensure that our customers are made whole as far as it is possible.
So what you have said is that the money is safe, the data is safe.
Yes.
Excellent. And maybe to transition as well, making all this money, seeing all this, definitely the question will be, do you have a social footprint that you're leaving behind as well, so that at least people can say, yes, we also enjoy some of the proceeds?
Yeah, absolutely. So as Safaricom, as Empessa, we have a huge role to play. So we don't take our role lightly. And part of what we do, as we said, is we talk about transformation. Actually, the most heartwarming part of my job is the work that we do with the foundations. The foundations have focused the energies around healthcare. So we work especially with mothers. We focus on maternal care, ensuring that women get dignity when they deliver. Women are able to then bring up children in a healthy environment. So through our programs like Mama, we've empowered millions of women in this country and protected them. We've run very many fistula camps, which is a big issue that affects women, especially those in the childbearing age. We also play a very big part in education. We work with schools, first of all, to make sure that those who do not have access to a good education are provided for. We work with the institutions to build the infrastructure in schools across the country. So we've done work in all the 47 counties to ensure that schools in those areas are uplifted. Particularly heartwarming for me is the work that we also do for individuals who are displaced. So if you think about the work that we do in Kakuma, it is really heartwarming. We're able to work with those individuals. And through the foundation, we've got schools that we can work remotely with. So children in those camps have access to the best education to make sure that they are not living in dire circumstances moving forward. When you think about also the work that we have also done in the space of agriculture, that's also very heartwarming for us. So we empower community groups around, agriculture production, because that's the core of what we do. This, for me, is the biggest part of what we do, and we have touched over 40 million lives through the work that we do.
Yeah. And maybe finally on this, we have a generation that keeps coming in and turning 18, but definitely we have to also educate them on basics money, because they also get pocket monies and everything else from their parents. Do you have a way of also looking at the younger generation?
Absolutely. We've got very committed programs around the youth. And I'll start with the one in Empessa. So we've got Empessa Go, which is a customized solution for children aged between 13 and 17. And so this allows them to start to get comfortable with the use of money and with their parents' guidance and consent, of course. But that brings them into the world of finance. Then last year we forged a partnership with Old Mutual, and through the Ministry of Education, through the arm of the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, created a financial literacy tool that now has been embedded in the syllabus, in the CBC syllabus. And so we started off by training the teachers so that the teachers were equally empowered, so that they can then empower the children. And we believe that when you start early, you will get the right level of financial literacy. You'll be able to work with money, because we believe very strongly that responsible borrowing is the key to driving economic development. And so we continuously work with the education providers to actually instill this across our society. So there's just a few things that we've done. But bigger, we also have, because we have a segmented approach here at Safaricom, we also have the S-Hook, where we work with students in universities, especially those who are in the space of the cultural arts, to create meaningful bundles for them, data bundles, places where they can actually come and showcase their arts, their crafts, and grow in that way. And we educate them to be entrepreneurs. We educate them to be able to create a meaningful life for themselves, even in that space when they're in tertiary education. So those are the things that we play in the space of the youth. And we really are excited to see what the next generation, now it's Alpha, because Gen Z have already started to pave the way. We believe that if we do this work well with them, we're going to give them a better chance of contributing towards the development of our economy.
Oh my goodness, time is not on our side, but I have to still ask a few more questions on the collaborations that you have, as I earlier stated. Healthcare insurance, a lot of things, especially the insurance sector, is always touted as one of the ones that has lagged behind in terms of penetration. And, look at M-Pesa, we're talking millions of Kenyans, and probably there could be something to borrow from, and I'm sure synergies from your end could probably make it easier, democratize, our insurance services and the likes. And I noticed there was something in the app to do with that. I wanted you to just say, what are you doing in the insurance sector especially?
Great. So insurance is all about protection. Right? So what we have done last year, we got our license as an insurance intermediary, and that has given us the ability to work with every single insurance underwriter in the country. And so we've started off simply by first of all embedding insurance in our day-to-day activities. So if you are purchasing a phone that has been produced in our device assembly plant, and you're using Lipa Mdogo to pay on a daily basis, that phone has embedded insurance against loss and against damage. So that's the first thing around insurance that we've done across for our entire customer base.
That's good.
And we're finding other ways in which we can then partner with underwriters to create relevant use cases around insurance that make it easy for customers to purchase.
Yeah.
So our role with the underwriters is to see how we can increase the penetration, make insurance affordable, make insurance easy to understand, so that we can drive the protection of individuals' assets. Greater than that, we then, within our super app, we do have a special category under financial services for insurance companies.
Okay.
In there, we have brokers who are able to digitally provide you with quotes for your normal insurance requirements. And so we'll encourage you to go into our app and check it out, where you can get different quotes for insurance. And also for you to purchase phones for your loved ones through Lipo Mdogo Mdogo, because then you know that you never have to worry about losing or having a damaged phone.
Yeah. I can't end without asking some quickfire questions for you. First, quick one here. Is there a plan to merge the two apps? Because I still have the Safaricom and the M-Pesa one. There's been people saying, can we merge this?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will be merging the two apps because we want to improve our customers' experience. We want to make it simple. Our motto is to be simple, transparent, and honest.
Yeah.
And having two apps for us, we believe, is not speaking to these values. So watch this space. Coming soon, you'll have one app that has all your requirements, all in one place, and then moving into a space of hyper-personalization where you can actually have your favorites based on what your specific requirements would be.
You're right. So just recently you released your full year results, and I mean the numbers were big in the billions, 380 plus. And I wanted to ask, what's your contribution in terms of percentage in the as M-Pesa in the entire results?
We're very proud to be 44% of the total service revenue for Safaricom Kenya. And it's something that has been achieved through the partnerships that we have and the innovation that continues to happen in our ecosystem. Yes.
Wow. 44%, not a joke. Those are billions.
Hundreds of billions, yes.
Hundreds of billions, right? Excellent. So what's in the offing? What's your final word on this?
My final word is I'm looking for partnership. I'm looking for continued collaboration and feedback for us to grow our business together. M-Pesa has only been a success through the partnerships that we've had today. And it is our role to deliver in the next 18 a fully fledged digital lifestyle solution. And so I urge every single customer, first of all, thank them for trusting us. Because without their trust, we would not be here. So first of all, it's acknowledging their trust and their continued belief in us. And to tell them that we hear them with all the feedback that they give us. And we want to continuously get that feedback so we can build and make this bigger and greater. My word for customers is that we should all aim to be financially wealthy and healthy.
Wow. Be financially healthy and wealthy. And you never know, they are still celebrating their birthday, 18 years old. So probably I'll take on your behalf the birthday gift. But thank you so much for tuning in right here on the Trading Bell. What a wonder. Honestly, M-Pesa has done its part and it's still doing its part and changing lives, now SMEs, now businesses and more. And we celebrate them. Happy birthday to them, by the way. Thank you so much. I leave you now with the markets.